I got to say, I got my jokes off at the appropriate time with Draymond Green, and I was able to steer the conversation exactly where I wanted it to go because I was talking to myself. But I'm a fair man. And I said, who would really try to cape up for Draymond on a day like today where his own team leaked the video of the practice fight? It's coming from inside the house. Where's the criminal? Inside the house. It's an inside call. Anyway, let's talk to Natalie, Carron J. Phillips. I love it. So, Natalie, I know you love the Warriors. Love the Warriors. What did you think of Draymond slugging his teammate, Jordan Poole, in that video coming out? What was your take on it?
Yeah, I do love the Warriors. And I love Dre, but I'm not here to defend his actions or cape for him in any way. Like, he was wrong even before I saw the video. And I thought the reaction a lot of people were having, like, oh, this happens between teammates. I'm like, we got to stop normalizing these kinds of things. Like, yes, it does, but it probably shouldn't. So, we got to talk about why that's happening. But then when you see the video, it's awful. What was really bothering me was kind of what was going on in the media, where it felt like they were like Jordan Poole's character was being called into question. And I was wondering where that was coming from. And so I have some theories, but yeah, I mean, I just don't like how any of this is playing out. They just came from the Japan games and it was like, woo, the Warriors are kumbaya going into next season. And it's like everything is just exploded. And the video just makes it so much worse. Like Dre's going to have a lot of relationship work to do.
Yeah. Carron, the pride of Saginaw, Michigan, what's up?
Yes, I have on Saginaw, Michigan, Vargas Taco Rig here just to represent for the home team. There is something, and listen, I am here for the jokes, number one, because the jokes have been hilarious today on social media. But there is something about this entire situation, no matter where you sit, on whose side you're on, or how you feel about this, that no one seems to be talking about. And here's the point I'm going to bring up so we can discuss this. Watch the video and then rewatch it again. And as you're watching it a second or a third time, pay attention to all the teammates on the floor and pay attention to how nobody moved. Nobody reacted like this was strange. Nobody reacted like this was out of order. No one reacted and ran up to Jordan Poole's defense. Even after the hit, after people tried to break it up, James Wiseman was standing there. Steph Curry was standing there. Klay Thompson was standing there. Andrew Iguodala was standing there. I did not see Steve Kerr in the frame. So that lets me know that either this is typical and this is the first time the public has seen it, or somebody had it coming and they were not surprised that this was coming. Because we can point fingers. Listen, we can disagree about this, but look at the video. Since we have video now, because when a tweet came out that this happened, I was like, oh, I already know what happened. So when I saw the video this morning, I was like, this is exactly what I knew happened when the tweet came out.
Really?
I know
so,
how
Natalie,
this goes down.
That, though?
Yes.
Natalie, you were saying something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted.
No, I wanted you to. Jump in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I honestly, I watched the video a couple of times. I didn't watch it as closely, so I will to look at it again now that Carron, right? Am I saying that correctly? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Pointed out what he saw, but I saw a number of people rush over, so I guess I didn't distinguish between it's team, it's staff, it's player. I mean, there were enough people over there. I don't know how many people have to run over, but you saw Andre Iguodala's initial reaction the minute it was suggested that there was anything wrong with Jordan Poole's character. He jumped on it. And then if you heard Steph's comments and when he spoke about the situation, there's no part of me that thinks this is oh, he had it coming. So I wouldn't read too much into that, but that's just my opinion. Part of the reason I'm wearing a "In Steph We Trust" shirt is because if any leader can navigate the situation, it's going to be Stephen Curry. But yeah, no, I don't think it's, I don't know. I don't see it from that angle.
But we have documented. Wait. We have documented history and you can find it on Twitter, of Draymond on his show. Because like you asked a great question, Mike, like Draymond's got to get on the podcast and talk about this. Since you want to be the new media, you can't cherry pick what you want to discuss in this so-called new media. So we're going to need the story at some point on this podcast. But there's an old podcast you can find on Twitter of Draymond Green talking about when he knew Jordan Poole would make it in this league because he was yapping at teammates and getting under their skin. And he was like, yeah, the rest of the teammates were looking at me like, hey, Draymond, go talk to him and calm this down. And he was like, no, he'll be all right. He can do this. Because let's not forget, this dude was in the G League in 2021. So for all you people thinking about, oh, they're going to pick Jordan Poole, a guy who was in the G League over a 4-time champion, you're crazy and out your mind. But we have documentation.
This is crazy.
That's too much Saginaw.
If Saginaw is common sense that you're going to pick a 4-time champion and 2-time gold medal winner
on the decline,
who is correct, but who is going to be
got benched during the finals.
Can I finish?
I think the Warriors' actions.
Go ahead, go ahead. If you want to pick Jordan Poole over this in this moment for a dude that was good and hot for one season at most, but not all of it. Listen, the Warriors have a window. They can try to win more championships now with this core 3 and 4 that they have because Iggy is back, or they can try to go young too early. And if you think Kuminga, Poole, Wiseman is the future, and I'm asking the Warriors fan, if you think that is the core future, good luck with that. I would rather try to win now with this core. And trust me, I feel like this is going to be over in a couple of days because I remember a couple of months ago when we were talking about Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban, and that was supposed to have been the game of the year, and they play tomorrow and nobody's talking about it. By next week, when the suspension comes out next week, we won't be talking about this anymore.
Let me ask you both, though. Let me ask you both. Seriously, straight up. Do the Warriors win the championship last year without Draymond Green? Carron,
No.
did they win without Draymond? They don't.
They don't win without Jordan Poole either. Like Draymond Green, first of all, was not good. I don't understand your facial expressions.
I think they would have won
Draymond. Yeah, Draymond was good in the Denver series, and then he was not Draymond for like 2 of the series they played, and then didn't really come alive in the Boston series to the end. So I really am not understanding your facial. And so your facial expressions, I'm not understanding them. But I also don't think that this is a choice between the two. They're both important to the team. But like, I'm not here to disparage Draymond, but I think the team's reaction is telling you who they're choosing in this moment. Draymond is the one facing disciplinary action. You have Steph, Kerr, Andre Iguodala, everyone coming out and defending Jordan Poole's character. They're telling you who was wrong in this situation, and he's wrong. Like, and I do think it's going to be an all season thing because we still hear about the KD and him and KD getting into it. Like, and that was when KD was in Brooklyn. Like, this is going to be an underlying story now for the entire season because anytime any little thing happens, the media is going to bring it up. It's a very annoying thing to have to deal with.
We hear about KD and Draymond because KD and Draymond keep talking about it. They just did a whole podcast about this last year. KD and Draymond won't let this go. And in terms of, I got a question. So you all don't think Jordan Poole is going to face any type of suspension or fine for starting this?
For what? What did he start? Okay. Like they talk to each other. Like they talk-ish to each other. And it's actually well documented that Jordan Poole does this. So Dre saying that on his podcast is nothing new because everyone knows this. Like Damon Lillard was talking about how Jordan Poole was chirping at him when he was like, no one knew who he was. So this is who he is. And so it's to me kind of shocking that someone like Dre, who talks the utmost trash, is going to get like offended by something that Poole said. So I don't know if we're going to know what he said, but yeah, he pushed Dre out his face. Like, you get in my face, I'm going to push you out. Like, there's this idea that because Draymond is who he is, he's allowed to go at everybody. And Poole has made that very clear, even as a young player, that he's not going to tolerate that, you know? And I think that's what this is about. And Draymond does not like that because like Clay and Steph, they're just going to be like, yeah, whatever, you know? But like Jordan is not like that. He's going to go right back and clap back at Dre. And that's all that is.
Final word to you,
It's an ego thing.
Carron, final word. Take us home, Carron. You got the final word on this.
Run up, get done up.
Oh, okay. That's your final word? That's going to be your final word. So you go in there.
He pushed that man. He pushed that man.
He got in his face. He got in his face.
That was a sucker punch. Carron, that was a sucker punch.
He put his hands down. A sucker punch is when you don't see it coming.
Well, he didn't see it coming. Like, look.
Oh, he saw it coming. He just wasn't prepared. There's a difference between not being prepared and not seeing it. He saw it. He wasn't prepared. Yeah,
he wasn't prepared.
Well, you see who was here to defend Dre. It wasn't me.
You can't walk into a lion's den and expect it to be a petting zoo. And that's what happened.
Okay, well.
You push somebody and then you are shocked that retaliation happens. Now, if he never pushed them, I'm all on your side. But he pushed them.
Okay, well, I will say this, Carron. I'm glad you're representing Saginaw, Michigan. Draymond keeps this up, he'll be playing in Detroit, Michigan. He'll be out of there because they ain't going to put up with that. His skills don't match it. His skills don't match the antics anymore. They used to. Kind of falling off a little bit.
Y'all said this about the LeBron situation. Y'all said this when he slapped the football player at Michigan State in 2016. Y'all said that when that pick dropped in 2016, which is why he rode the bench in the Olympics. We have said this about him forever. When he was a tweener coming out Michigan State in the draft and nobody knew where to put him, we have said things and there have been obstacles in front of this man his entire career, and he is still here. He is not going anywhere. He will be in a Warriors uniform all year. He's going to get an extension. Book it.
And neither is Jordan Poole, but they're focused on him first.
I love it. I love it. Carron, Natalie. Thanks for bringing some context and layering to this story. Appreciate y'all. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.